Hello everyone. This week's Parashat Emor. Candle lighting will be at 7:41. Sunset will be at 7:59. Shkia will be at 7:59. We should try to say Spirat Omer after 8:22. Nets tomorrow morning. Nets sunrise will be at 5:45. We should try to say Shema by 8:30 and the latest by 9:18. The midday Chatzot will be 12:52. Earliest Mincha is, you could pray earliest Mincha after 1:27. Sunset will be at 8 o'clock, and we should try to eat Sudah Shlishit. We should start eating Sudah Shlishit before 8 o'clock. Shabbat will finish at 8:51. And this we have a minhag to say Pirkei Avot from Pesach till Shavuot. This week's perek will be the fourth perek, saying of Pirkei Avot. I would like to say a small Dvar Torah for this week's parasha. This week's parasha, Parashat Emor, it talks about Kohanim. It says Emor el Kohanim bnei Aaron v'amarta alehem. In the beginning of Parsha, talks about Kohanim. And it says, tell to the Kohanim, the sons of Aaron, and say to them. Now, Hashem told Moshe that he should speak to Kohanim, and that the Kohanim should tell, and it says that he should say to them. Now, if we look at it, why does the Torah repeat itself? It says, you should tell the Kohanim, and he should say to them. Now, first of all, what was Moshe supposed to say? He was supposed to talk about. The Torah says that a kohen should not become contaminated for a dead body, which means a kohen is not allowed to go to a cemetery, or let's say even to be in the same building with where there is a dead body, a kohen is not allowed to be. So the question comes back: why does the Torah repeat itself twice? It says, "Speak to Kohanim, sons of Aaron, and say to them." Now, Gemara Masechet Yevamot asks this question, and the answer that the Gemara gives that Lazir Hagdolim Alaktanim, which means to caution adults regarding the children. Now, an adult Kohen has to caution his children. He has to caution his children that they should not become contaminated. They should not become contaminated with a dead body, and they should maintain the purity of their persons. Okay, so if you look at it, so if this pasuk is talking about that a kohen should go and teach his children, but still, how do we see it? How do we see in the pasuk? The pasuk says you should speak to Kohanim and you should say to them. He didn't say you should tell the children. So one of the commentaries explains like this. We all know the explanation is that the Torah is talking only to adults, once to themselves, and second time for the benefit of the children, which means that we all know how to teach children to do mitzvot. For example, let's say when the boy is small, when he's young, we'll buy him a pair of tzitzit, and we'll tell him to put it on. When he gets older, we'll learn Torah with him. We teach our daughters about tzniut. We teach about Shabbat, how to say brachot, how to pray. It's all these parts. It's something that we do with our children. It's something that we teach our children. Something that we teach our children. However, this part is easy part. To teach our children, to tell them, that's the easy part. To tell them what to do. But how can we inspire them? How can we give that inspiration that they should continue, that they should have that continuation, a spark to continue to do? If we instill in them a true Yirat Shamayim. Yeah? Yirat Shamayim means the fear of heaven, the fear of Hashem. But how? The question is, how are they going to get that fear of Hashem? How? The only way they're going to get, the only way to accomplish that they will have Yirat Shamayim is only if they see by their parents. If they see their parents, if their parents, the way they act towards Torah and mitzvot, yeah? If the food is questionable, would the parent say, it's okay, let's just eat it? Yeah? If this is happening, so then the son or the daughter will say, okay, it's not a big deal, The Yirat Shamayim comes from the home, comes from home. How much joy do you put in the mitzvah? The joy of mitzvah, if the child, the daughter or the son, they learn from their parents, yeah? Do you come Shabbat and say, when will Shabbat be over? Yeah? Or you say, no, you show that happiness, and you show, every time you talk about the joy of Shabbat, the benefit of Shabbat. So if you do that, then you're teaching your children. You're teaching them by example. Yeah? By who you are, this is what your children are learning from. So the first part is, yes, you could teach your children. You could tell them do this, and do that, but also there has to be Yirat Shamayim. There has to be a joy of mitzvah. And when they see this, when the children see this, of course there will be inspiration. They will want to continue. They will want to do. There will be a continuation of doing all this. So like we said, Yirat Shamayim. And all this comes from parents, the way we act. There's an interesting story about Stipler Gaon. One time, Stipler Gaon had a great Yirat Shamayim. And the story with him goes that one time he had to go to meet, for a date. He had to go and meet a young lady for a match. So they were sitting by a table and talking, and he suddenly fell. They were talking, and he fell asleep. So she waited. The young lady, she waited and waited. Then he woke up. Then he realized what happened. So he told her, "Listen, excuse me, that this happened." She said, "Yeah, no, I understand." He said, "No. He says, you don't understand." He says, "I knew that I'm going to come and that I'm going to come to you, and in order for me to come to your city, I had to take a train, and to go on the train, I'm going to ride like for 10 hours. So I knew I'm going to ride for 10 hours. So therefore, what I did was I did not sleep. A day before, I did not sleep, and I learned for those 10 hours at night. I learned why, in order so I'll be able to sleep in the train. But once I came to the train, went inside, I saw that the seat, it was covered. The upholster seats on the train, they were made from material. And I said, and I had a concern. Maybe it was made from shatnez. So for that reason, I did not want to sit on the train seat. And the whole time for 10 hours, I was standing the whole time. So which means he did not sleep the whole time, and the whole time he was holding up, standing. So now when I came to you, that's why I'm all tired and everything. You know what happened at the end of the story? That girl, that young lady, she got married to him. Why? Because she didn't just see speeches. No, she saw an example. She saw that this person really has Yirat Shamayim, that he really has Yirat Shamayim, and who became, and who's his son? His son is the famous Reb Chaim Kanievsky, who learns Torah, who also has a lot of Yirat Shamayim. So which means, so the Torah is trying to teach us, to tell our children to do this, to do that. It's one, we should tell our children. But another thing is, we have to be an example also. We have to have that Yirat Shamayim. Yeah, we have to have that inspiration. If we're going to have that inspiration, our children are going to learn how to have that inspiration. They're going to have, they're going to learn to have that love for the mitzvah. But if we're going to complain about the mitzvah all the time, oh, this is too expensive, oh, this is that, we're telling our children the mitzvot are also expensive, that the mitzvot are too hard, this and that, and our children will see that there is no joy in the mitzvah, that there is no joy in the Torah. Okay, Shabbat Shalom to all.